Coming up on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
We're highlighting some of the exhibitors from the recent NCBA Trade Show in Nashville. You'll learn about some of the latest products and services that are sure to improve your operations efficiency, productivity, and profitability.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Hello, and welcome to NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Megan Grebner with Brownfield Ag News. Each year, the NCBA Trade Show, which is held in conjunction with CattleCon, offers attendees a chance to find the right product or service to solve any problem on their farm or ranch. We stopped by several of the exhibitors to find out more about the latest technology and equipment available to producers.
CattleCon provides a unique opportunity to introduce exciting new products and technologies to beef cattle producers. Last year, Purina introduced one of those products, CX8 additive technology, and we're here now to learn more about that product. With me, of course, is Alyssa Clements and Dr. Nick Patterson. First of all, Alyssa, tell us just a little bit more about what you've learned in this past year since launching this new technology.
Yeah. So CX8 additive technology, it has really taken off in our industry. We thought we would see some people take on this technology, but really with the cattle market that we've had, they see the positives, and many more people in the industry have taken this on. So we've seen reproductive success using this product at a targeted period of time for our producers.
Every bred cow is worth a lot of money. I'm curious, what are you hearing from the producers that have actually used it?
Yes, so since bringing this out last year, we've had some of those producers hit that targeted time of about 30 to 45 days prior to calving through about 90 days after. And so now we're starting to see those reports coming back on farm of the increased reproductive success year over year. So we're really excited to be able to bring some of that on-farm success now to other producers to learn about the technology.
Absolutely. And Dr. Patterson, you're not only a veterinarian and a cow-calf producer, but you're also, I understand, president of Tennessee Cattlemen's Association.
President-elect, yes,
President-elect.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
But you've actually used this technology, is that
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Tell
sir.
us about your experience.
So I've been a Purina customer for quite a while, but I had the honor to go out to the Purina research farm back in the fall. Got to see real technology working in the real world on their farm. And saw the data behind it to see where it could fit into on farm. So just as soon as we got back, Alyssa was able to get us a load of the tub portions. And so we hit that mark right at 45 days to breeding for our fall cows this fall. And we've still got them out. We'll be pulling them here soon. But the cattle have taken to them very, very well. Consumption has been good, and now the calves are starting to lick on them as well. So, but the cattle have really enjoyed having them out there during this fall breeding season.
I'm curious, what would you want producers and our viewers to know about CX8?
You know, I think as a veterinarian and a producer, I get to see my own herd, and then I get to see other producers' herds as well. And you know, there's no greater time to invest in the reproductive health and status of your herd. Like you just said, we know how much more these calves are worth. And there's levels to everything, right? It's got to start with a good nutritional foundation, but every little thing that we can do to help that cow produce the calf that she has, and then produce the next one that she's growing inside her, it pays dividends in the long run. And so all these extra technologies that we can do, whether it's the CX8 or any of the other fine Purina products that really hone in on that, incredibly valuable to producers.
Yeah. And Alyssa, as it relates to those Purina products, where can people go to learn more?
Absolutely. Producers can, of course, log online and visit purinamills.com for many of the products out there, or, of course, working through your local Purina dealer and finding your sales specialist or salesperson in your area who are able to kind of give you those targeted suggestions out on farm.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming and sharing this new information with us. It sounds like an exciting new product, and look forward to hearing more about that in the future.
Thank you.
Now, for more information, you can head to purinamills.com.
When it comes to cattle handling, reducing stress is good news for both the animal and the producer. Now, joining us from Solvent is Dr. Doug Shane, and Dr. Shane, we're going to talk about Cattlemen. Let's talk about what it is and why it's such good news for both the U.S. beef and dairy industries.
Yeah, so Solvet is really excited to bring Cattlemen to the market because it brings a new tool to the toolbox to try to manage cattle stress. Solvet as a company is really passionate about trying to help with all things animal welfare. That's why we brought the product Lidoban to the market, our lidocaine-infused castration band to help address the pain associated with castration. And now Cattlemen is really a new showstopper when it comes to bringing something that can help alleviate the stress that our animals experience at various times.
You know, maybe explain for the audience a little bit about how the dual pheromone technology in Cattlemen promotes that calm behavior that we all love in our cattle.
Yeah, that's a great question. So all mammals communicate with sociochemicals, so smells that elicit something to happen in the brain. And Cattlemen contains two calming pheromones. One is an appeasing substance, which many people are familiar with in this pheromone category for the cattle industry. And then we also have our own proprietary 2M2B calming pheromone. So we really have two shots on goal, two different mechanisms to try to elicit that calming response in cattle, try to make sure that we get those nice calm behaviors out of them and not those crazy fight or flight behaviors out of them.
Why is controlling or trying to manage, I guess, overall cattle behavior such an important thing for cattle producers to really embrace and try to implement more on their farms and ranches, and I guess more importantly too, you know, just overall cattle welfare?
Yeah, that's right. Well, there's a couple really important reasons. Is in addition to the tools of low stress cattle handling and good facilities, trying to make sure that the animals themselves are safe, as well as the people that are working the animals, and trying to mitigate those negative behaviors that can happen. Sometimes the stress is important from a safety perspective, but then as people, we know what stress does to us. It knocks our immune system out, we get sick, it puts us in a funk, and our cattle are no different. And so when we can try to minimize the impacts of a stressful event, if that's weaning, if that's transport, commingling and sorting, reproductive management programs, anything that causes stress is a risk to that animal's immune status and their performance and their health.
You know, working cattle producers, I guess, really see Cattlemen be the most effective.
Yeah, so some distinct values that we want to offer. So one is we do have those two pheromones. We do have a more highly concentrated product, which allows us to have a single site of application and a lower dose volume. So it's a little bit easier to use, we think, and we have that opportunity again to take those two different modes of action, trying to get that calming response out of our animals.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground, Dr. Shane, and I guess lastly, just maybe talk about what sets your product and this awesome tool for cattle producers apart from maybe some of the others out there on the market.
Yeah, I'm going to just reiterate kind of the three main things that we see. Two pheromones, single site of application, and a lower dose volume. Really, that's going to make it more usable for our producers, and it's going to give us the opportunity to try to maximize that impact that we're going to have for our critters as we go to work them through our important industry.
Well, I hope cattle producers are just as excited as I am, but I mean, where can they learn more about Cattlemen?
They can visit cattlemen.com. And then to learn more about Solvet as a company, they can visit Solvet, that's SOLVET-US.com, and that has Cattlemen as well as all of our other products on that website as well.
Well, awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time to talk more with our cattle producers about Solvet, more specifically Cattlemen. And again, as Dr. Doug Shane mentioned, for all the details, you can jump online and visit solvet-us.com.
After the break, we've got to look at more products and technologies that can make things more efficient on your farm or ranch. Stay with us.
When the herd's hungry, John Deere balers deliver. High-capacity pickup powers through the heaviest windrows. Experience baler automation with speed, gate, and weave technology, allowing you to do a better job with less effort. Built-in features track moisture and weight, while you monitor and manage it, all from your phone or display. Because every bale matters, and so does the equipment you trust.
Join the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. There are big benefits to being a member. You'll get industry news in the National Cattlemen, email updates in the NCBA Beef Bulletin, plus discounts just for NCBA members. Join by calling 866-233-3872 or online at ncba.org.
Parasites are a perennial problem in the beef cattle industry, and we have an even bigger challenge when it comes to the New World screwworm. Fortunately, we're with the Merck Animal Health folks today to talk to us about an altogether new product, the Exalt Cattle CA1 product that you've recently brought to market. Dr. Dina Hardy, Technical Services Vet with Merck Animal Health. Tell us a little bit more about this product and what you had to do to bring this to market so quickly.
Thanks so much, Kevin, for having us on. So here at Merck Animal Health, we are truly excited to have that novel product, Exalt Cattle CA1, which is a topical or pour-on fluoroliner molecule. Exalt Cattle CA1 is conditionally approved, and it is by prescription only. But we were able to get this conditional approval because this is a molecule that we're familiar with. So we have it globally across several countries. And I like to mention conditional approval means the product is safe. So we have in-house safety studies when we think about target animal safety, food, human food safety studies. But what we were able to do, in collaboration, of course, with FDA, to get this across the finish line, to truly be a tool in the toolbox as we think about these real threats, is to use the data from our colleagues in Australia and Brazil and to show efficacy against that New World screwworm and cattle fever tick. So as you alluded to, this product is labeled for the prevention and treatment of New World screwworm myiasis, as well as the treatment and control of the cattle fever tick.
Oh, outstanding. Now, you mentioned it was a novel product, and I'm curious, what makes it different than our current parasite control products?
So you're exactly right. It is really exciting to not only bring just a new product to the market, but truly a product that's in a class of its own. So we think about that active ingredient fluoroliner, which we have extensive experience with in other species. That isoxazolines class that it's a part of is brand new to our cattle space here in the US. And even globally, as we look, we have no known resistance to the isoxazoline class. And so we're really excited to have that as an additional tool. Again, admittedly a very small tool when we think about these threats. And we've all, of course, been watching that screwworm progress northward from Central America into Mexico. And it's something that we understand is a small part of that integrated pest management plan. But again, exciting nonetheless to have another resource in the event that we get New World screwworm here in the US.
And when it comes to parasites, I've always heard that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I mean, tell us why being so proactive is so critically important as we look to try to prevent and ultimately control this New World screwworm.
Absolutely, and that's something we spend a lot of time talking about. It's not necessarily the solution we have in a bottle, but it's the prevention steps to make sure New World screwworm, heaven forbid, if it gets here, is contained. So we spend a lot of time working with ranchers, producers, our colleagues, and state animal health officials, thinking through the strategies to mitigate New World screwworm spread. And a lot of it is part of that integrated pest management plan and some pretty common sense things, just good hygiene, good fly control practices, understanding our facilities need to be up to date so we're not creating wounds unnecessarily, but then also realizing there are certain things we may do, ear tagging a calf, castrating a calf, or dehorning, that could in theory create a wound. We also understand New World screwworm can attack even navels or mucosal surfaces when wounds aren't created. So again, that's where it's so important that ranchers be aware, work with a veterinarian to come up with a strategy or plan that fits their operation.
It's a frightening pest, but I appreciate you coming on the show talking about a very timely product for a very timely issue in our industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. We're very excited to have this, again, as a tool in the toolbox and to introduce a new class of products in Exalt Cattle CA1.
And if you'd like more information about this product, just head on over to exaltcattle-ca1.com.
Not for use in bulls intended for breeding 1 year of age and older, dairy calves, or veal calves. Cattle must not be slaughtered for human consumption within 98 days of treatment.
Up next, you'll learn about more cutting-edge products that are making a big difference in the beef industry. Stay with us.
Cattle producers across the country work hard to care for their animals and their land. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is there to help. Find out how you can work with NRCS to develop a conservation plan for your operation. Find possible funding resources for implementing conservation practices, or get free expert advice on ways to improve your farm or ranch. Visit the website nrcs.usda.gov today. Are you concerned about the impact government policies could have on your cattle business? One way to make your voice heard in Washington is by joining NCBA. When you join, you'll be part of the nation's oldest and largest national cattle industry organization that has a professional team working in Washington, D.C. on issues that matter to cattle-producing families nationwide. Don't stay on the sidelines. Make your voice heard by joining NCBA today at the website ncba.org.
CattleCon is an excellent place to learn about new equipment, some of which is designed specifically with a beef producer in mind. And with me today, we have Alex Burwager with New Holland. He's here to talk to us about the T7 standard wheelbase tractor that you've developed. Talk to us a little bit about this tractor and some of its key features, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. So new for us is this new T7. What we're showing here today is a T7.225. Really for the cattle producer, what this brings is power, maneuverability, and comfort. If we start out with power, so we still have our 6-cylinder, 6.7 liter engine in there, but with a better power management system on board. So the operator doesn't have to run at 19 to 2000 RPM. They can run at 1500 RPM, save fuel, get the power and horsepower maximized, and have a quieter ride. Then from the comfort standpoint, we actually have a new suspended front axle up front with 2 struts for more ability to flex with the earth.
Sure.
And then on the tail end, we have new cab suspension offerings. So we still have mechanical, being that coilover strut design. We have a air type suspension, and we also have a hydraulic. Then if we take a look here at the steps, which, okay, they're steps, but the approach angle that we've done on here, it really is intuitive, and when you walk up to it and step up, you're not climbing vertical, you're climbing into the tractor. So from that stepping on in, you get a sense of this new cab, updated fit and finish inside, better visibility with this new design hood that really slants down, so you get better visibility up front. And then inside we also have some updated controls that mimic our larger T7 family tractors, but in a smaller package.
That's great. Now, we were talking a little bit before our taping here that these are particularly designed to fit nicely with some of the hay tools that are so popular with farms and ranches across this country. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so on the back end of this, we have our 1 Series baler that we launched last year at Farm Progress. This is a roll belt 561. Specialty Crop Plus, meaning that it is silage capable. But how these two pair together is the tractor has isobus standard, the baler now has isobus standard. The two of them can now talk together. Wow. And we have a feature on this round baler called IntelliBale, where as the baler and tractor are going through the field, when you hit your set point or just before your set point for your bale size, it will slow down this tractor to a stop. It will wrap automatically, it will open the tailgate, eject the bale, tailgate closes, you give it a press of a button, and on you go again. So that way, less fatigue on the operator, and you just get to sit there and steer and make the most beautiful bale possible, which only can come from a New Holland.
You're telling me you Kevin-proof this tractor. I can't even screw it up.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Now, the other thing that I wanted to have you mention is there are some very specific features that you designed in this tractor specifically because of us as beef producers. Let's talk about that.
Sure, yeah, so it comes back to that maneuverability, tighter turning radius up front, so when you're getting in and out of pastures or around barnyards or the feedlot, you can really maneuver a lot easier. The comfort we talked about with the ride is really intended for that operator that's gonna be darn near living in this tractor cab, so give them that experience that they can work all day long and have a great experience. So,
well, you know that New Holland has been a partner with farms and ranches across the country and a favorite one for many years. Thank you for taking a few minutes to tell us about this innovative new technology.
Thank you, appreciate the time.
And if you'd like to learn more about the T7 series or any of New Holland's products, go to newholland.com.
After the break, we've got one more product that's sure to make life easier on your farm or ranch. We'll be right back.
Come on back to CattleCon 2027 in Music City. Downtown Nashville is the place for the largest cattle industry event of the year, offering education, networking, and fun. Plus, you can check out the huge NCBA Trade Show, outstanding entertainment, and more. Don't miss CattleCon 2027 in downtown Nashville, February 2nd to the 4th. Visit convention.ncba.org for more.
You can find all of our stories and full shows on the Cattlemen to Cattlemen YouTube channel. There are education segments, industry insights, producer profiles from around the country, and much more. Just go to youtube.com/Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
One of the things we enjoy most at Cattlemen to Cattlemen is the opportunity to introduce our viewers to new products and technologies that improve the profitability and sustainability of their operations. And with me now is Sydney Cebulski. Tell us just a little bit about your organization and what you do.
Yeah, so at AgSpire, we offer producers all over the U.S. Free, voluntary, incentive-based programs that help them decide and do changes on their operation. So we work with food and agriculture companies, those that are invested in a healthy and resilient supply chain. We help design the program, work with them to identify practices or changes that producers want to do because they'll have a meaningful impact on their operation. And then our technical team works directly with farmers and ranchers, providing support, guidance, ideas. And then lastly, we do have premiums or incentives, either per acre or per head, to help offset the costs of some of those practice changes.
And one of those programs is the Southeast Livestock and Land Program. Do you mind telling us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about that. It's our first program that we're offering in the Southeast. So that program provides free technical assistance. So the way it would work is one of our technical advisors would come out to that farmer rancher's operation, get to know them, get to know their herd, their land, a little bit about what they're trying to achieve or their goals. We would then work with them to build a customized plan. It could be things like introducing or using cover crops. Maybe it's reseeding pasture. It could be doing things like utilizing AI and synchronization on their cattle. Whatever it is that they want to do that's going to help them be more productive, more resilient. And so once we have that plan together, we then work with them to provide support and guidance on implementing that and changes. And in that program, there's a per head premium, again, to offset some of the costs, or per acre to do a forage or pasture or cover crop seeding.
That's outstanding news. So who should enroll, who's eligible to enroll, and why should a producer consider this?
Yeah, it's so any cow-calf producer, we're focused at the beginning, so it's the first year. So we're going to be focusing on kind of Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia area. Okay. We will eventually expand to other states. So if there are cow-calf producers in that area, folks who want to make changes and are looking to make changes and maybe just need a little technical expertise and some financial help to do so, those are great people. There is some information that we need. So people who are interested in keeping records or maybe improving their record keeping, that's kind of the type of person that we think would get the most out of the program.
That's great. I guess the other question, if I understand, the Southeast Livestock and Land Program is but one program, but how does that fit into the broader mission of what you hope to achieve with AgSpire?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started our programs in the Northern Great Plains. Most of them are focused on cow-calf producers, land use changes, or herd improvements. And so this is our first program that we're able to offer producers in the Southeast. So we're really excited. We think it's a great opportunity for producers, but the team's also learning a lot along the way as well as we roll this out.
Sounds like an exciting new program and a team of people that can walk beside producers, helping them find the capital and the resources they need to make those improvements. Thanks for coming and sharing that with us.
Absolutely.
And for more information, you can head on over to agspire.com.
That was a look at a handful of the hundreds of great companies you can find at the annual NCBA Trade Show. And it's not too early to start making plans to attend next year's event. CattleCon 27 is back in Nashville from February 2nd to the 4th. Go to convention.ncba.org for all the details. It's time for Legacy Photos. These are the shots submitted by our viewers of daily life on their farm or ranch. Let's take a look. that wraps up this edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thanks so much for spending some of your time with us. We'll see you again next week, right here on RFD TV.